Welcome to episode 8 of the Factorio All Planets Big Marathon. We just finished researching portable Roboport. Personal Roboports, I believe, which is kind of moot because we've spent quite a bit of time making sure bots can get everywhere they want to. Stuff down here we want as well, we'll get around to that later, I guess. Yeah, we've got this nice, somewhat redundant power link now. We can now lose most of, okay, there's a little bit of autosis over here, but we have mostly de-autosified our grid. We want to put trains in various places. We're trying to convince ourselves that the next medium-term goal is going to space, which is pretty ambitious. I don't think we've got quite enough iron through here to keep all these guys running and keep our green science at the speed it wants to. It is going, yeah, it's mostly going okay. I think what we're going to do instead of that, especially if we're trying to say that science is the next goal, is that we're going to bump this stuff forwards in the queue because this tech is slower, and so we are more likely to be lab bottlenecked, probably. Let's see if we can find some things to make a personal Roboport. We need, yeah, a bunch of stuff, might do that later. Let's look at what the rest of the base is doing. The bots are trying to build a bunch of solar panels and efficiency modules and prod mods and stuff like that. None of that's actually slowing the base down. That's all just stuff that means we will be more effective when, yeah, the base will be less polluting as those things get built. Oh wow, we're really blasting these red chips, aren't we? That's not really a surprise. Oh, we did want... Do we have beacons in here? We do have beacons in here. So, actually, probably just these beacons. Yeah, speed modules here. I don't think all of these belts are fully running, and I think they could be. So, we might have some issues with... do we want some in here as well? Let's just start with these ones. I think we could have some issues with power grid, but we should be able to blast out, yeah, swap around these guys so we're getting a little more productivity from them, beacon them so we get more pace. We can actually have them in here as well, can't we? We've got more in the middle. Yeah, we don't want to go speed modules in here because we're trying to do these modules with quality, but let's see if we can get more productivity out, speed these guys up. We should have all of those sitting around. We do have the purple science doing lots of nice stuff. We've got rail, which we want to kick around the place. We've got a couple of builds that are, you've got multiple, oh wow, this... The space platform steel bluffer is just all doing great things. Yeah, we're going to use the quality solar panels in space when we get there, and yeah, when we get to space, we're going to have. Let's see if we can find thrusters real quick. This. Yeah, one of the mining productivity mods is locked by a mod. When we go to thrusters, there are some other planets that we're going to go to, as well as the regular planets, probably, sure. If we look for planets in here, there's a whole pile of planets over just the usual 4. So that's going to be a lot of good times and a lot of fun. If we look at the time we've been on this map, we've been here for about 16 hours, more or less. What were we looking? There was a thing we're going to be looking. Oh yeah, that's right. So we have expanded in a bunch of directions, and then we have no defense in any of these places, and that's a thing we kind of need to worry about. So a couple of the outposts that aren't really doing anything yet. We've got this steel outpost where we want to be putting steel on a train somewhere. We're already making walls, which is a little bit aggressive because we don't have all the efficiency modules over here, so we probably are polluting here, but these forests are going to do some work. Okay, let's also figure out... We're going to have the bots drop these in 26. I think 26 is a decent... Yeah, let's get all 28 here. We'll have the bots. We've got bot range, so we can just worry about the overlapping ones later. The ones, yeah, the iron that's overlapping with coal we will think about later. Just blast a bunch of these guys in, give bots jobs. We've got landfill now as well. This is more about giving bots jobs than it is about actually using all this stuff. Because we're not going to connect this to the mining yet. We're not going to connect this to the smelting yet because we kind of don't have the security we would need in this space to not get killed immediately. Is that a thing we're going to worry about? I don't think it's a thing we're going to worry about at all. I think we're going to attempt to... it was this one here. Was going to wander all the way around here and then over here. Yeah, I think we are going to attempt to... Should we mine this as well? And then we could... Because we could mixed mine it into this stuff once we're smelting, but, you know, whatever. I think we're mostly giving the bots jobs so that they can dump a bunch of stuff on this map. I don't think we're actually going to try and run any of these yet. Where can we get this stuff so it's not... okay, can we get this closer here? There? Here. Here. So that we can have... It's going to need to go like that, so that this one can come underground of the Roboport. And that's all going to work. I think we're going to get rid of some of this, so this is going to be a weird shaped line, but also so we can get more on the other side. And then I guess we're going to continue with... yeah, giving bots jobs. How many of these? Is that 14? That last one was pretty good. Yeah, and then connect this stuff to power grid somewhere. We are gonna... It does feel like these bits are gonna need some kind of compressor, because some of these are good lengths and then others are not. But whatever. Oh, you know, the other thing that would be great to do would be scanning out here. So, let's have 3 more. Can we get... That's going to work, isn't it? We aren't going to get close enough to these nests with bots going to here. If we start to pollute these guys, we could have a bit of a problem. But the plan here is just, can we drop a couple of radars in, clear up some rocks. We've got storage boxes for these guys to go in particular places, so that we can just do some scanning and find out what's over there. And then... work our way over to that bit of coast, grab all these rocks, no big deal. Yeah, this is mostly about just giving bots jobs. We have given 1,000 bots jobs. Bots are employed. There should be some stone here. Some stone? There should eventually be some steel here turning up, and I think the other bot jobs we're going to... yeah, we've got kind of a placeholder for where rail is going to sneak through here, and I think maybe we should do that first. Are we going? We don't necessarily need to go... We can just go straight through these trees, can't we? We do have to do all of this before elevated rail, but I think somewhere we've got some... These are loading stations. And these are even vaguely the correct shape loading station. So we could actually have... yeah, we're just going to smash one of these guys here. And we're going to put some wall on this, and it's going to be fine. We're going to have loading stations in a couple of places, and don't worry about it. We'll eventually connect these to a network or thing or something. This is also just about giving bots jobs. I think we're getting enough steel through here that we're actually going to fire 2 of these stations in here like so. And then, yeah, these guys are never going to have... I think we might... How many splitters did we have over here? It's less than 10, isn't it? It's 7? 7 is a weird number. 3, 4, 5... Okay, 7. 7 is how many lines we've got there. We could count how many mining drills we've got, but I also don't think we're going to bother. We did get... Did we actually get you powered? Get you powered now. Why not? There are no downsides. You were also powered through... You were not powered through here. Do we also want... I think we also just want to keep pushing the roboports. Actually, let's put it instead of there. Let's put it down here. Just so we keep getting build range. That's all fine. Yeah, bots have all this stuff. Yeah, we're never going to have more than... Oh, that piece of belt needs to be upgraded as well. Yeah, because we are making a whole lot of wall here. These guys are going to want to put their wall on this belt so we can, actually not there, here, so we can bring it back to the military science after we get a train there. Yeah, all of these chests have a box limit on them, so we're going to cache roughly a full train's worth of stuff there. And then I think the other thing we do, actually, we do have other sources of wall around the base, but I think we are just going to go enable for when different kind of wall, here's the wall that we want, is greater than, say, 200, and that will mean we have 200 in each chest, which is currently unlimited if we do this copy and paste everywhere, so that's fine. We'll have a full train's worth of wall here eventually, and we can go and... yeah, you guys are eventually getting here, and it does look like we are eventually going to be able to use... how many of this did we have? 12? Did we... oh, we actually wanted 20... we actually wanted twice as many on this. Okay, whatever. It's fine. We are still kicking out a decent amount of stuff. We're not going to worry about getting those ratios wrong. We've got those ratios wrong in other places as well. Okay, so a steel outpost that will eventually be a steel outpost. Yeah, can we have splitter... where? If we've got 7 lanes and then one of the lanes is silly because we hit a cliff, are we doing more of that over here as well? We probably can. 2, 4, 6, and kind of a 7th. That's kind of 4 belts in, and then here we've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we've actually got about 7. So I'm happy with 7 as a usage number there, and I think we're just going to... I think we should come back to this later and not worry about it, is the direction I want to go with this. Yeah, because we're not going to have... we are going to have more than a full red belt of steel turning up through here, aren't we? Let's worry about that later. We have given bots a lot of jobs. Let's look at some of the other nodes that are currently not doing what they need to. We are spreading all of this out so that we can figure out how to get train stations in here and stuff like that. Like over here is some stuff that's going to be green chips. We also still need to just add a bunch of more stuff over here, making bots have jobs. How you guys already run out of whatever. Yeah, we need to grab this stuff as well, because this node is going to be red chips. Over here we have something that is closer to being red chips, but not actually being red chips, because we never actually connected. Giving bots jobs. All of the bots are happily employed. Yeah, somewhere over here. Where? Somewhere over here we can get all this coal into the build. So we have a bunch of coal. Get in here. We're going to get plastic in here. We need some cracking down here as well. And then we will have belts of plastic here. Maybe 2 red belts of plastic to combine with, oh yeah, all of this stuff. And then we need to add more mining drills in here, like so. With this some up the top as well. I think we run this around the other direction. Let's keep this one lined up. Okay, both of those were necessary, so that we can run this. Trees in the way, the cliff is not good. Through here, I think we're going to immediately need to upgrade this to red belt. How many do we have on one side? 13, but then also 12 on this side. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to power these guys from this side, which is fine, and then output this onto the far side, and now we've got a belt that will run through here. Yeah, we're thinking about trying to get... oh, it's over here. Whatever. Yeah, we're thinking about getting a bunch of copper here to combine with this copper and all of this iron, and apparently also copper from a train. Oh yeah, because this coal belt here needs to get generally in this direction. Through... not actually through there, because there's too many pipes in the way. Generally... Okay, not that way either. That's kind of the wrong direction. We want to go to... Actually, could we? We could run it up between here. We could... Yeah, let's do it that way. Let's get rid of this. Let's change our mind on all of this business. Have a splitter here. And then... That's all going to do what it needs to. And the coal that will feed these two smelt lanes can live in here. And then I think we probably should run that underground so we can get things out, because we've got to get things out here, and we have to start with 2 lanes of iron, which we may as well just get in. Do we... I think we will need... We're going to run this... Okay, that's backwards more than we need. We want to be able to run this backwards a little bit so that we can have a splitter here that goes left-left. So that... Do bots still have these? No, we need to give bots more of these. So that when we are... So we can use this lane to top up this other belt. Do we have more iron around here? We need this iron as well. Okay, but if we are trying to push 2 lanes of plastic into this, first of all we're going to need cracking, second of all we're going to need smelting. All of this stuff, I don't know if I want to spend time linking up now, or whether... Can we fit this in? Not very well. We need to destroy some cliffs. Yeah, whether or not it's a thing that we... Yeah, I wanted to intro some other part of the base first as well, didn't I? I wanted to also talk about... so we're going to have some red chips there. Once we link all that stuff up. That's the main base. Those red chips are over here. Also, literally no defenses into possibly some... Oh, this is actually really good geometry, having scanned this out. If we can destroy these 2 bases, we can use this oil to defend this perimeter, and that's quite a nice bottleneck. And then there's a couple of... I guess we have to take these guys out, because here and over here seems pretty nice. Here is also fine, but here is just easier. And yeah, down here there's a really nice bottleneck to just run some wall across here. If we can lock out bottlenecks in the majority of directions, like even here, we don't have radars, that's fine. Yeah, we've got some mod stuff turning up on Novus already, that's fine. We are above 0.5 evolution, so we do also have big bugs, so that's going to be a thing to a thing to bear in mind when we talk about pushing bases of this size. Yeah, if we can lock down most of the directions, and we should also figure out what's going on over here, because this is interesting, and just have one direction into which we can expand mostly into one area to go after particularly large patches. But yeah, the other thing we've got down here is a whole lot of copper. What's going on here? Oh, it's just a tree in the middle of a build. Fine. A whole lot of copper, a whole lot of iron. We're going to turn all of this area into green chips for blue chips. And so let's do we have a pattern that we want to copy for that? Kind of not really. Also, we've got all the wrong modules in these to start with. Okay, this is going to be the first kind of section of this. And we want to set... I mean, we do have 6 belts of copper that we can turn into green chips. And I think we want to... Yeah, let's also figure out where this layout is going to go. Because it's probably going to be a mess. We're going to be doing this with beacons, I believe. I think we eventually want to move to... Yeah, I think we want 2 of these next to each other, but then we are going to want all bulk inserters, which we also have not automated yet, because we are going to need all of the material getting in if we want to have space for beacons in between so that we can upgrade these guys. Do we still... I think this guy actually still needs, because ratios, it needs one of these to be a speed module, even if the other two are prod, and then we're going to have a red belt, because we're working with red belts. Red belt, actually not there, red belt here, into another lane of stuff, which are going to be the blue chips, which we are going to put on trains. Also here, also let's have this section going underground, and there's kind of space here for more than one beacon, but like we go, yeah, we can go beacon here, that's all going to be nice. But the thing I am thinking is I don't know that we want to necessarily leave that much space, because by the time we've got electromags, all of this will be rearranging itself. So, and by rearranging itself, I mean completely blasting it. So let's go double inserter in, other way around. Yeah, double inserter grabbing iron, double bulk inserter for coil, single bulk inserter for copper, all of... And then I think the same pattern here as well. Ah no, this is going to have to do a different pattern, isn't it? It's going to have to go in and maybe in and out with another line here. So red chips on the inside, blue chips on the outside, then also power and also more stuff here, followed by a red underground, because we got red undergrounds, so take only the outside off. And yeah, this is... we can also run things through here, yes. This is going to do everything we want it to, probably. Partly I wanted to figure out how... not that one, this one. Figure out how big this thing was. Okay, this is going the wrong... Oh no, that is going that way. This one was coming down because it was arriving from... a red chips that we are going to bring in from a train, from a red chips that we don't actually have yet. So, if it's this wide, and we have a red belt of copper here, which is also... Actually, it's not going to be that, it's going to be this pattern. Do we have... We have 6 belts of copper here, but I think this pattern that we want to use for the blue chips is wide enough that we are not going to do this for each red belt of copper. I think we're doing this per pair of red belts of copper. So I think what I'm talking myself... Does that mean we also need more than one belt of iron in? Can we do this with... I think what we do is we slap this in and we don't worry about it. This is also mostly just about giving bots jobs. We run some of this underground as well. Okay, we're not going to do it there because of how we've set up the beacon. But whatever. Move that forwards by 1. And then worry about exactly... Because I don't think we're going to get these ratios, like, correct until... Oh, we also wanted... Yeah, we also definitely wanted that to be acid there. And then can we run this one through this way? That's not going to get in the way of beacons. It's going to be fine. Yeah, so now we've got a kind of tiling build. I think we don't actually worry about getting the ratios of this right until we've got assembler 3s, which are still quite a long way away. But that is a blue chips plan for which we can have... we can still if we're still trying to have beacons in the middle of this, where would those beacons go? Because I want to get the blue chips out. If we go beacon, there is a position here where we can get one beacon across all of these guys, which sounds like a pretty good move. I think that's going to be that is going to be the largest value way to get to get value on these beacons, which means if we go in here, this is a line we can use to get these blue chips out, which is the plan. And then this is going to be on the outside. Okay, let's do this slightly differently. Let's do it like this. Yeah, because the blue chips are still going to be on the outside. We're going to accumulate a couple of red chips here in a way that doesn't matter. We're still going to filter off the blue chips, and then this can play slightly nicer with the underground belt on this side, which means this thing we've got is now kind of tiling, and we will need 3 copies of it. Because... yeah, and then also we may as well module this thing while we're here. These guys get moduled like that. How are these guys being powered? That's all pretty fine. Okay. This build here, we also need to continue to make sure that all of the other stuff, like the power poles and the beacons and stuff like that, get in. Yeah, so we can have this belt here doesn't actually need to exist. Okay, so we maybe should have left more space for spaghetti, but I'm fine with that. These ones are arriving like so, and then, you know what? We're just going to have... you've got 5 bots. Congratulations, you no longer have 5 bots. We're just going to put more roboports in different places so that we can have copper getting in here. And then, yeah, if we're putting 2 red belts of copper in here, we are going to need more than a belt of iron for each of these things, but there is kind of space to manage it. Is there space to manage it? If we want a second beacon on the blue chips and green chips, then the only other place the iron can get through is right next to this other beacon. But also, whatever, we are mostly concerned... oh, and also we've got to get all 5 lanes of iron all the way through here down to here. We would need to get 2 lanes of iron down here, which, don't worry about it. We will maybe get around to boosting this later. At the moment, it's just partly about giving bots jobs. So this is the blue chips we can look forwards to building later, maybe sometime. Do these guys actually connect? The acid connects here, which is nice. I say the acid connects here. We don't actually have acid here yet. That's going to be the next thing we need to do. Also, we want... we probably don't need red belt out here. But whatever. We're going to go... here we're going to go... we're going to put this stuff on... this way, so the... is that necessary? We're not going to have any of these guys coming underground because this is as far as this build goes. So these guys are going to be on the top side. We could actually just also think about whether or not we're going to get more than half a red belt of blue chips in. And, like, maybe? I don't really want to think about it. So we're not going to think about it. We are going to get a splitter and slap it here and go priority away from that side to make space for the other blue chips on the other side. And yeah, I think actually maybe because we kind of don't know how far this wants to go until we figure out how far it's going to expand. This is... Yeah, because we also need to upgrade the assemblers before we decide on that as well, don't we? Never mind, we've given bots jobs. The other things we wanted to do were... Yeah, here are a small number of pump jacks, for which we're just going to go and grab a pump jack and go, hey bots, I'm pretty sure you've got all this stuff in the mall. Do you want to just go and quickly find... do we have water nearby? We do have water nearby. This, in fact, was the entire plan, was to grab these pump jacks and use this for nothing but acid. So, here and here looks like it's a bit of an intersection that we can use for... Okay, maybe we should have done this guy the other way around. Like so. Okay, so we can have those pump jacks connected. I don't think we buffer crude oil here at all. I think if we're buffering anything, it's going to be acid, and I think we can have train stations here. So let's find the toolbar that had the train stations. This is still technically the intro, because we are figuring out how we can get unloading stations in here. We are going to need to unload red chips. Is that going to be the first one here? I think we're going to unload red chips. We're going to have 2 trains, not because we need 2 trains, but because it's going to be cool to have that many materials. It's going to be cool to have... actually, if we've got 6 lanes of copper going into this stuff... yeah, I don't feel like doing the math now. Oh wait, have we... This is in the way of the Roboport, isn't it? It's not in the way of the Roboport. Amazing. Oh, it's also kind of in the way of the iron. Okay, fine. In that case, grab this whole thing and move it back a bunch. And now the outputs of these red chips are also curiously in a place that could do a thing. Sure, cool, great. Okay, these red chip stations are going to get out the way. Do we have... Oh, this blueprint actually doesn't have signals. This blueprint does not have signals in front of the stations, which I think we're okay with, because we've also just got... Yeah, we're just going to use chain signals everywhere. I think we're just using chain signals everywhere. And then the other thing we wanted... Oh, low density structure is done. Are we happy with the progress, or do we feel bad about things? Rocket fuel? How much tech have we been doing? I think 598? We are going to be... Wait, why are we not... Why is that? Oh, because that was the pause. The downswing is just the pause. So we are going to be lab limited, knocking out 600 science per minute. We are fine with that. Okay, all of this connects, and we wanted a loading station roughly in line with this... wait, we're the other way around. Where is... Yes, there. Do we just want... I mean, a four-wagon train with all blue chips is a lot of stuff, isn't it? And again, we are not going to need both of those inputs, and we're going to need another chain station, another chain signal here, because we're just going to be a mess and a disaster about how this rail connects anywhere else, which is fine. And I think that means the space in here... why are you not... Oh, because we're still just waiting on... We're giving bots jobs. The space in there can be where we grab some refineries that also have a bunch of speed modules on them, which is nice. Speed modules? Productivity modules. Yeah, grab a bunch of refineries. I have not thought about how many refineries we can have. That's 4 refineries, that's 1 more refinery, bit of speed, bit of productivity, whatever. You know, we're not going to worry about it. Actually, we're going to... Can we just slap these guys in here? I believe the answer to that is yes, and I believe there are no downsides. Connect the power, connect this oil, which is not the connection I was looking at when we did that, but we're definitely going to take it. Water is down here somewhere, so let's also work on getting this acid in. Get these guys out the way. I have landfill now, which means I can no longer queue water to get offshore pumps, but that's fine. I've got an offshore pump over here. Yeah, so we are apparently... Oh yeah, we're still going to do the thing where we do multiple offshore pumps, because I just like having multiple offshore pumps in all the places, even though we don't need it. This line is not going to hit the iron, so that is very exciting. It is, however, going to hit the oil, so we're going to need to bump it across. Yeah, this is figuring out how to do acid for a build that doesn't have its red chips yet. So that's a little bit of a thing. Yeah, we can take... We've got iron here for the acid, which is absolutely what we're going to do, so I also still need to give bots red splitters, don't I? This only needs to be yellow belt on this direction, but also we want to prioritize... yeah, we want to prioritize this so we get the sulfur out here. And then things I have not thought about include exactly how many of... This is all... Yeah, we need to put the iron in, and we need to automate bulk inserters, and we need to give bots the red splitters, but those are all jobs we can just get around to doing. These train stations are a nice plan. I like them. And then can we get in here somewhere? Does this all... Seriously? We just lined up by accident a thing that happened to get in the build nicely? We're going to take that. Okay, run these guys over here, run this, yeah, run this towards the station, and so we can have a place where blue chips are going. The quirk, okay, one of the quirks about this, in addition to all the things that currently aren't running and are not great, yeah, we're going to need a stacker up here as well. You're going to get in there. We've also got to dodge... We've got to dodge all the cliffs, and we don't have elevated rail yet, so cool fun times for everyone. Oh, also I wanted to do... Yeah, this stuff here needs to be red chips on the inside. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go double bulk inserter here, and these guys are just going to run past. Yeah. So this also means that we don't need to worry about... I mean, presumably these two inserters are capable of taking care of it. We also will need power, but then this interface, we should just be able to paste over these blue chip assemblers. We might need to actually... Yeah, we definitely don't need 2 trains worth of red chips, and this is going to prioritize... This layout is going to prioritize one over the other, and it's also going to give us a certain number of... Yeah, it's going to also determine the capacity of this via whether or not these inserters can put everything we need on... Yeah, whether or not we can get enough onto the inside of this lane, but I am pretty happy with how all of that is going to work out. These guys are not going to exist there. Get these guys out of the way. Okay, so we've got a place to get red chips in if we actually had the red chips. We've got a train for... We don't have a train, we have a train station for where the blue chips would go if we had everything else we need. We need to get these inserters in. Yeah, we were going to look at... This is definitely more refineries than we need for the number of pump jacks we have, but never mind. We're not going to worry about that. We're just going to go and get where this pipe here? Where do you line up? yeah, we can just go and grab this pipe. This is going to be the pipe that we need to put acid in. We've got a pipe here that we can have for water, which also just gets all the way over here and is fine. I'm talking myself into this spot here, being where we put some acid. Yeah, we're just going to copy and paste. Copy and paste is all everyone needs, right? You don't need more than this. You don't need mechanics. You don't need timing. You can just go. Where? Here? Here is where we're going to put some water in this direction and some gas here, and we can have a bunch of sulfur. And I think instead of doing sulfur in... which way should we... I am now thinking about the... These are going to be acid, like so. But do we want water from the bottom like this? I think we may as well. I think we can go hook over here. That actually fits. Feels kind of bad. We're not going to worry about it. Is this true? I don't think that's what we're doing at all, actually. I think we are going this far, and then we are going to go... Yeah, we can't... because the idea was, can we get a beacon in here? Oh wait, these guys are... we actually only need one of each of these, don't we? Because we've got the stack bonus now. So that's going to be doing good work for us, and I think that will just work. Okay, so let's do this water again. Do we want to do... do we want to do the acid this way around so that the water interface is easier? Maybe we do. Let's move this actually to the other side so it also powers... so it also powers the chem plants that are on acid. You are making 2 a second. You're going to get slower. I think this is... I mean, this is probably still fine for the... because we're only using this acid for blue chips. That is the only thing we are using this acid for. And I'm talking myself into pulling this back. And having a different line for the water that goes through here. Wait, cannot do that. There's going to be a beacon in the way, probably. Maybe we need... you know, maybe we need that much acid. Maybe... I mean, we're not going to need to beacon this acid, are we? That would be silly. Okay. Given that the only thing we're doing with it is the blue chips, which we are also not doing yet because we do not have the red chips. But this is my belt of iron. This is my acid pipe, of which we can have thing here, thing down here. Also fast inserters. Are these inserters going to keep up if we beacon this and add speed? I don't think I care. I think it's going to be fine. I think we don't worry about it. I think we connect the acid here like so. Bots have jobs. A lot of the... yeah, we still... there's a bunch of things we need to do. Why are you not... why are you not powered? Are we... we're supposed to have power poles in line with this, and it looks like one of these train blueprints, and it's this one, does not have the rear power pole. Oh well, too bad. We'll get around to that later. Get this rock out the way. Yeah, we're going to need to figure out how stackers are getting in here, but before that, we also need to add cracking. Somewhere over here we have a cracking pattern. Not all of this cracking has all of its efficiency modules, so let's just add some of that, and then I think we can copy some of these without messing up the fuel interfaces, and then all of these have got the same setting to only crack if we have a surplus of heavy oil, so that's fine. Also, all of these guys don't have... their efficiency modules either. I think the base is still super short of efficiency modules. No particularly big deal. Do we want... Maybe I also want more of these on here now as well? Yeah, we're going to do that as well, because I have another plan for which we might use this space. Oh, wait. We were supposed to be building landmines here. Here's the coal, here's the sulfur. We're supposed to be building... Like, there was a plan for landmines here, so I think that means... What I would like is a train station, or maybe several train stations. All these cliffs are going to be interesting. So we want to put... Maybe we do just... That's a terrible idea, isn't it? Why don't we have... Because you guys are not powered. Interesting. Power you there. Long distance power from here to here to... Okay, let's do that from the other side. Yeah, to also here. Get rid of these guys also. Oh, because you're this rubber board is straight up just not powered as well. Okay, so we're kind of multitasking. This is the iron that was supposed to prop up the... Yeah, this iron here that was supposed to prop up the green sides, which is now... Oh, we need to do the silly buffer transfer thing. Okay, because of that, let's go back to stronger explosives and then military science, because we still haven't actually automated blue science into this group of labs. So we've been at half lab usage for about 4 minutes. I don't think we can get any more. Actually, we can get a little more over here if we move this one to the side without this one. This guy is mixed. Okay, not that far to the side, to here. So this guy can pull another 2 and a bit thousand iron out of the ground. And yeah, the starter patches are having some problems. Probably, do we need more fuel? No, it's all more or less still fine, but also more or less still a disaster. Yeah, we need to move that blue science around. The other thing we wanted to do in the... Oh, well, let's check on these red chips. We are still running this down. I guess it's also going to be a problem that we are also still making just a ton of beacons. Power grid... Solar's doing great work. It's doing the majority of the load, but there's also still nighttime. Is it nighttime at the moment? The torch is up, which means it's night. Oh, actually, we could just tell from looking at the power cables, couldn't we? Yeah, so that is... I think we can double or triple our power usage without running out of steam engines at night. But also, this is flat, which means the bots are not... The bots are asking for solar panels? Oh, that means we have solar beyond our usage. This is flat because we have more solar panels than we need. It's growing... wait, but then why do we have steam engine usage and flat solar panel usage if the bots are still building these things? Do we have actually connected all of these guys to the same grid? Let's find a piece of grid over here and say, you've got 3.3 thousand solar panels. Find a piece of grid over here. You've got 3.3 thousand solar panels. Yeah, you guys we need to go and kill, but we should have... Everyone should be on the same grid? Yeah, so this not using the steam engines, but also this not... Maybe it's just been the last 4 minutes and we created... Oh no, wait, it's the... Is it the rate of which we are making solar panels? This is not what I need to be thinking about. I just need to be... Ah, it's... Okay, yeah. It's we no longer have the green chips free because we are pushing more of our stuff into these red chips, which is a situation I am fine with because it means that we are getting more red chips out. Yeah, all of these guys are going faster than they were. Are we even getting... We're getting some coils to the end. We're still making beacons. Okay, whatever. Yeah, we're still only running like half of the... Oh, we do need to upgrade these module qualities whenever we get to them. That's kind of an important part of the process, and we've got other modules in here that we're not really going to. Okay, cool. Whatever. The thing we wanted to do in the other node that is not running yet is, if we've got two, basically this whole thing again. It's basically just this, isn't it? Just air quotes. Somewhere over here we have a whole lot of mining drills wanting to get their efficiency modules. We have this line that needed to reverse its fuel direction because we added all that stuff, and then we should have a need for splitters, which we have not sorted out yet, and then we needed to figure out how big this build was, and it looks like, other than the fact that we can't really get 3 wide in here, so can we, and we're also going to need smelting here, and then we also, okay, so this area here is going to be for green and red chips, is the conclusion, and flip this around so that the roboport is kind of through the middle, and then through here is where we're going to make a whole lot of, we're going to make all of the red chips here, and this is how this is going to line up. All of these guys in the middle are going to need to be their red belts, because we have, for example, why? Oh, because we didn't do the, wait, why not? Oh, no, I thought we had chem plants on both sides. We did. This is the nice thing about having, 6 or 7 things going on at the same time, is that you get to build half the thing and then see what you've missed and just check what you're building as you go. We want these guys. These guys are all going to need to be coils, I guess, but we've got to have green chips. Green chips through here. We want to leave 2 belts of space here, I believe. Something like that, so that we can go plastic here and plastic here through to the other central item, and then this guy here, also green chips. This this one here, also green chips. There is a quirk though. I think we need to move all of, I think we need to move all of this stuff. There is a quirk that when these belts are moving at full speed, long inserters can struggle to grab from a red underground that is appearing from the underground. But also we can deal with, that's not what we wanted to see. We can deal with all of this by moving these guys backwards. And whereabouts is that? Oh, this copper. That's an expansion? That's definitely an expansion. There is no one we are polluting. Okay, let's go and deal with those guys. Here's a hotbar with a car. Here's a hotbar with some combat stuff. Oh, here's the blue signs we were going to move. I guess we're doing multiple things at the same time? Yeah. Give me, oh yeah, because we are full with, I guess we're going to leave that car there. We've got other backup cars. Things are fine. Yeah, get the stuff into the build. I wonder if we're seeing big biters yet. You guys can all just go away. And we are fine and safe. All of this is... Do we have... Did you guys have... We did lose a bunch of modules there, didn't we? No big deal. Let's just also... Can we... Yeah, reasons why these particular map settings are going to give us a little bit of trouble. Is it here? Was that a radar scan or was that absorption? It's here, isn't it? Yeah, it's definitely there. Which means we go and knock out these guys at the same time? Okay. Let's from the map, yeah, bot's going to rebuild all of this. We still need 1,000. We've still got all the module requests we want. Also, we needed, yeah, the offshore pumps and things like that. We're not going to worry about that either. We're going to get the rest of these red chips building. Where were they? They were in, not over there, they were in here. Yeah, we want to rearrange this so that the underground comes up and then we have a straight belt and then it goes underground. These inserters will be able to grab from places going underground just fine. And then where is a beacon? Beacon here. Oh yeah, we still haven't moduled bulk inserters, have we? There's still a space here that can get a beacon across all of these guys, so it's still going to be fine. So we're just going to rearrange all of these things, put beacons in here as well. Yeah, absolutely. We're just going to beacon. This is the point where we beacon all of the things. Also, these guys, for the same reason, we're going to pull them back a bit. And that is going to be the big red chips build that goes here. Wait, some of those things have undergrounds on the way. Let's actually check that everything built the way we wanted it to, and can we have some big poles in here like so, big pole over here as well, connect all that stuff up, and yeah, I think all of, oh wait, these ones are not. And we also wanted another beacon in here like so. Yeah, I'm still really not sure that we are going to be in a position to blast out all of the red chips and beacons we want to in a way that is good before we've got the power, yeah, like enough power grid. Because this is gonna be a bit messy. Like, it's going to get everything done it needs to, but it's also going to be nasty. And then we've also got to figure out how and where in train stations, and I don't want to use this space because this is supposed to be green chips and coils, and I guess down here is also coils, question mark, and then we also need cracking. We looked at cracking before and didn't build it. Yeah, I guess train stations are going to be over here? Unclear? Okay, other things we wanted to smash in just quickly were, yeah, we wanted this cracking. We've also got cracking down here. Oh yeah, other things that I also definitely remember talking about when we were thinking about, partly about an acid station, but then also we want a line of solid fuel generally in this direction, and I think we're going to drop some train stations in here. We're going to need crude oil eventually because we're running important stuff from here, even though these guys are going fine. Are we going to bring in... Is this also where we bring in the red chips? I don't know. The thing I did want, and it looks like we can use this space just down here, is... Okay, let's find the... This is the train station that has less stuff on it. And the goal here... Train station here, train station here. Don't worry about any of this stuff. Actually, where is... The thing we do need to do is figure out whether or not... Yeah, we should be able to get another fuel line on this locomotive around the cliff, right? Because the goal for this is... Here is a spot that we can have the bots drop trains that we can automatically fuel. Because the thing I'm thinking about, in addition to murdering all the bugs that we still need to get around to murdering, is we are still... Oh wait, did we... We are still a bit away from researching rocket fuel, but even when we do that, we are quite a long way away from researching... Can we get you over just there? Good. We are still a little bit away from researching... If we get rid of you, that's going to be fine. We're tidying things up. Technical debt payments. Things are good. Yeah. Here's a line where we can drop initially solid fuel and then when we research it, rocket fuel, in a way that Where? Here and here. And then also here and here. And then run this stuff through, and we can drop 4 trains at once and just have them get fueled, which I like. Where is... Yeah, I don't think we moved enough science around when we did that thing, and we kind of need the bots to build these things. But basically this line here, we will use to... We'll have Roboport range on it. We will be able to drop trains here. We will be able to connect these to the rest of a network somehow. Let's grab one of you guys over here and see if we can also bring power in this way. Okay, I like that. We are connecting up all the parts that should have power. We are tidying up miners that are running out. Yeah, things are fine and normal. Should we go and build our own? We should probably go and build our... We should probably go and get... Yeah, all these miners came back. See, it's completely fine. And we should probably go and get our roboports. We're not going to do that. I have been unable to find out where we're getting attacked from, which is super interesting. Usually we can just tell by looking at the cloud, and my best guess is currently that it's like the initial pollution of putting all the coal in... Do I have radars? I don't have radars. The initial, yeah, fueling of all these things that put coal pollution on the map, because maybe it's just this space, but also why did the biters then attack this copper? Was this the direction with more pollution? I don't know, it's weird. We're gonna head back. We're gonna go build some more stuff because we are a decent chunk into an episode, and I don't think we've actually got anything else running yet. So maybe we get attacked from somewhere, maybe we don't, whatever, we'll just respond to that later. We have come back to do a bunch of handcrafting because the bots needed radars. I've decided we're going to go for 2 personal roboports. We also needed, yeah, a bunch of offshore pumps. We're just going to get a bunch of them, but not handcraft pipes. The other thing was red splitters. Can we just smash a bunch of... We need more gears. This is 13 is going to be a bit of a start. 8, sure, whatever. And then also, as we were over here collecting batteries of the roboports, we noticed that the bot frames had stopped, and we would also definitely rather just keep these going because we can, because it's going to be good to have large amounts of these robot frames just... is this already... You can go there and power everyone. Yeah, if we could just have these bots of robot frames that we can turn into yellow science at some point later, that will be nice. Okay, yeah, we are going to struggle for... Where can we... This is going to be a mess, isn't it? 2 of these are going to have to come out. We've got more batteries. I don't think we need this many batteries. I don't think we need both batteries if we're going to have 2... personal roboports, because the roboports also have an internal store. We're not going to have legs. I'm not super concerned about that because we're probably going to be in cars when we're getting everything done, or more likely, let's just give bots all the things they wanted. They wanted these, they wanted the radar. Where did radar go? Give me these gun turrets back. Maybe bots should repair some of these things. They're not too damaged, are they? It's going to be fine. Red splitters, offshore pumps were the other one. Where are... Yeah, all these guys. Bots can... I don't want my bots on. I don't think I have any personal bots, so that's going to be the other thing that will make a bit of a difference. And we've also got a ton on the map. Things that are fine, don't worry about it. I'm going to have this as well, sure. Yeah, the handcrafting is done. I think we still needed more red splitters. Bots are complaining about assembler 2s. I guess because we need to put the steel down here, but we've already got... no, it's quality blocking the output slots. Okay, the thing that I did also decide is that somewhere over here, we are going to turn off this output priority. So, a larger number of these green chips are going to wander into the solar panels, which I think is going to be important because we want to keep building the solar, because we are doing heavy power grid things now. Yeah, especially as all of these guys could probably upgrade their quality modules as well, but we still need more uncommon quality prod mods for that. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, and then the other bots are hopefully getting around to doing all of that stuff. Yeah, we need to make... I had a pile of steel that I was... yeah, we also need fluid wagons. Do we have 32 fluid wagons? Let's not be making gears or pipes. Let's go and find somewhere that we can find... Yeah, here's a pile of pipes that we can have. I don't know if we're boxing gears anywhere other than this first bit of mall over here. So, wander all the way over here, get these gears. 26 is the number of fluid wagons we're just going to start with, and then I think we're going to continue to need these chests. Oh wait, I wanted to take the steel over to... Oh no, wait, we concluded the steel wasn't a problem, was it? And they're back over here. The problem is that we have assemblers with quality, which was kind of always going to be a thing. These guys with quality we want to put somewhere where they are likely to get a decent amount of value. I think it's going to be down here, isn't it? Like, they're definitely going to run out, but they will run out slightly not as bad. And that's sometimes all we can ask for. Getting them... Yeah, getting reduced drain going to be nice. So we've also somehow not got... Sure, whatever. Okay, so that should be a place where all of these mining drills can go. I think we had a couple of rares as well. There still might be a couple of uncommons, whatever. Get this in the copper as well. Yeah, the thing that I am quite aware that we need to do is actually make some of those new builds work. We need to get the red chips actually running. We need to get the... Yeah, there's a couple of... The rares I think we're just not going to worry about yet. And we need another 35 of those. Yeah, we also have not... Oh, now we need the steel. We also have not actually automated the other kinds of inserters we need yet. And I might just be carrying... no, because we need fast inserters for that as well. And fast inserters are in the mall over here. So, maybe... I mean, this is going to feel pretty bad. But maybe we just go... okay, assemblers I don't have. Do the bots have... Do the bots have this kind of assembler? Maybe. Yeah, we're going to want some of these guys. Yeah, you don't actually exist yet. You are only going to need... You are only going to need the green chips. But also you're going to need a box of... Yeah, we're going to need to bring you fast inserters. We're going to need to bring you gears. That's going to be what limits those guys. Okay, before we're doing all of that, let's pick all these gun turrets up again. That's why we kind of repaired them. We would like to get some of this red chip stuff running. It's back up here, isn't it? And not even for blue science, but for... yeah, not even for blue chips, but for blue science, because I think we're going to be... this is on the other side, yeah. I think we're going to be in a situation where if we want to get the blue science to the scale that we do, I don't know how we're doing this. We're just going to run these guys as an upgrade through here, and we've got another red belt of stuff out, and maybe it's fine. I didn't actually want to go there. I wanted to go here, and we've got another little place here we can put splitters for balancing things later. No big deal. This is... Yeah, the thing we actually want the blue chips for is to make blue science run at the scale we really need it to, and this is going to do... Yeah, we need... Actually, the first thing we need down here is the cracking, and this is probably not going to be... Yeah, this is not going to be enough... Yeah, this is not going to be enough refineries for the amount of plastic we're trying to get out, but oh well, whatever. We did have, yeah, we've got these tanks. Bots have, yeah, they're just getting on with things. It's nice. The things we needed were somewhere down here. There is, oh, a cracking build that doesn't have. None of these guys are mirrored or anything. No, this is the wave defense style of cracking build, which also means we can just slap 2 efficiency modules into each of these things, run it all the way down here. That's fine. Grab this much of a thing. And then how many refineries did we put in this spot that I keep losing track of? 19, 1 to 4, we need 5. Yeah, we will need actually exactly this many. Chem plants on the heavy oil cracking like so. Okay, so let's have another of these guys here. Let's also join up these fluid networks because I do like my needless redundancy. Let's connect these guys through here to somewhere, and then we've got to get somehow this line here can be, let's move this so that we have a little more access through there. So we've got the heavy oil cracking, we've got the heavy cracking linked. We've now got rocket fuel as well. Okay, in that case, this layout that was going to be train stuff, I don't think we do with this anymore. I think we, yeah, lane balance it down this side. I think I actually go and grab all that solid fuel. It was either that or, okay, you guys do an upgrade thing. It was either that or, oh, actually we needed, yeah, there were multiple things we needed to do in there, which are all because the mall is not particularly good. First of all, we wanted all of this steel, and we now have the problem that this is, yeah, this buffer is debuffering over here instead of, okay, whatever, don't worry about it, it's probably fine. Things that will eventually get fully rebuilt anyway. Yeah, we wanted all of that steel. We also wanted red chips for these guys. Why? Oh yeah, because tech stopped. Does that mean that we are concrete into silo? So I guess that's what we're going to be doing, because we said that the priority was getting the silo up, and then we are going to have to worry about lab speed limits again, but probably not. Yeah, steel goes in here. I have all the fluid wagons, which is also, oh yeah, we wanted more pumps. Yeah, give me some of that steel back, because we're going to want pumps if we're going to be doing fuel station things, and I don't know that we have that many of those yet. Cool, a lot of things that are not happening. And then I was going to go and pick up the solid fuel that we were going to use as train fuel, and we're going to swap it for rocket fuel instead. And then this is going to be a spot where, yeah, let's just go these guys into 2 boxes coded for solid fuel, and we've since put it on both sides of the rail because we did the side loading first. Cool, good job, never mind. Yeah, we want to, I guess we're making rocket fuel here. We needed a whole lot of undergrounds as well. Okay, take all of this stuff off. Make sure these guys need to be powered, but then we also need to figure out where the trains are. So this is going to be a little spot where we can have the bots build a bunch of trains. I think we also want, I would like to be able to queue this stuff later rather than, yeah, rather than needing to constantly go into menus and stuff. So we're going to have a little spot for trains that we will never actually use. But, yeah, because the thing I'm thinking is, do they all connect? I think they look connected. We'll find out in a bit. The thing that strikes me is, one of the things that strikes me, yeah, is we would like rocket fuel powered trains, but also we don't have logistics bots yet to be able to, yeah, we don't have the logistics bots that we would need in order to send, is that in the right place? Can we do a, long-handed inserter here. We can. Yeah, we don't have the logistics bots. We would need to be able to put request chests everywhere for the like the on-site fueling of everything. Yeah, I guess we're just going to go and do the rest of this rocket fuel thing, aren't we? So the question is, can we fully load trains on their first trip and then subsequently not worry about fueling them until we get to... is this where we want to be doing this? Maybe it is. We could also just do it. Maybe this line here is going to be better. I think, actually, yes, it's going to be... Yeah, can we just fuel all these trains initially a whole lot, and then later drop in the... here, and then we can get rid of this thing. Yeah, later drop in some request chests that will... this way. Later drop in request chests to do permanent fueling, but at this point just worry about fueling them once and hope that that fuel gets them through. Is going to be the somewhat aggressive question. Yeah, we've got a light oil here, it's going to be fine. We've got these two there, and now we can have just a more sensible belt of this stuff on the other side. And for definitions of sensible that include fueling trains once when we fire them off and then never again. Cool. Okay, we also want to get all of this stuff off. We were supposed to be building other things in there as well, but they were also petrochem related things, so it's probably... yeah, the explosives had to go somewhere here, didn't they? Never mind. Yeah, we want to get all of these out so that I can get this solid fuel out of my inventory. We've got more space to build more of this, but I don't think we will need to. Let's just also have this buffering on both sides of the belt, and then we could also module these, but I don't think we care. All these guys probably do want 2 modules. This is probably a copy and paste thing. Okay, we should go and make sure that the other cracking is actually linked up, because we're still waiting on some of these locomotive parts. I guess that's all the locomotive parts we had. Okay, fine. Yeah, these guys don't need to exist. Just put rocket fuel on the train. Then we also need to get the same thing. Can we just copy this? Oh, there's a power pole here. And drop it, say, here. That's gonna look like it's gonna do what it needs to. And yeah, splitter over here. So we have a way to fuel, and then I wanted to be able to queue these guys from this location at any time. We have a place where bots can put these trains down, which is going to be a cool trick for commissioning trains. We need to go and do this cracking thing, which we have talked about several... oh, we need the cracking here as well, don't we? But also not as high a priority. We have lost track of these red chips again. Yeah, they're further north than I thought. Okay, so this light... we are going to need more light oil cracking, which is going to be fine. And then... yeah, I think we... are we planning on doing anything other than plastic here? And I think the answer to that is no, because we're trying to knock out 2 full red belts of plastic. And then I think we also don't necessarily worry about trying to build enough with assembler 2s to utilize all of this plastic, because... and then we've got two red belts of green chips is actually going to be all we need, isn't it? Yes, this is already the 2 to 5 ratio. That's pretty good. 2 red belts of plastic, 2 red belts of green chips. We're going to need this. Yeah, okay, I guess we just go and build the thing in here and it's going to be fine. Okay. In here, we are going to just drop... I think we're going to need... actually, let's do this from the map. Are you guys actually running? We are running. We should be... so we are already building the first of our rocket components, which is super cool. Does that mean... oh, we've already... that also means we've also got low density structure. We just haven't done anything with it yet. I would also like to recover this little grenade construction, because it's not doing anything for us, even though it is a little bit of an issue, but never mind. I wanted to find somewhere that was making coils, which should be over here somewhere. I think we can do... this pattern. But also we wanted it in the red chips over here. And I think we just do this with red belt, and we presume that we are going to upgrade and module these guys differently later to assembler 3s. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to take a speed module here and do this. So that we can have... Oh, this is... Yeah, this is 2 belts of coils. This other, we need, yeah, several belts of coils here. It's fine. We've got a pattern that can do this thing. That is too far. It goes to here. Okay, all the red belt we wanted. Yes. Okay, 2 belts of coils, and the 2 belts of coils actually need to get in, yeah, here and here. And so this is also lined up unreasonably well. Dodge conceptual beacon. And then these two can... Yeah, we are not necessarily... I mean, I hope we get these on a train this episode. Yeah, maybe we need... There is a little bit of space down... There's a little bit of space to get another couple of assemblers in, depending on whether the upgrade to assembler 3s and more productivity means that we're here. Yeah, depending on whether the upgrades to other kinds of assemblers means that we can fit more stuff in, or need to fit more stuff in. Who knows? These are not going to be doing full red belts yet, but they will give us more stuff. And then we've got these 2 belts of, yeah, 2 red belts of iron, which looks like it's all going well. I want to see the, yeah, this is pretty good. The number of solar panels is definitely going down. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to do in here, wasn't it? I wanted to get, how many have we got? 14, and they are beaconed. I did want to have some of these guys be... I did want to be making on the... Actually, it's not going to be here. It's going to be... we're going to have to juggle the quality modules again, aren't we? I wanted kind of this section of mall stuff. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to do it with the red chips again. And change recipes to modules. Where... Why can I never... Why do I consistently lose track of this red chips build? Oh, well. Bots are... Yeah, we've given 500 bots jobs. Let's give some more bots jobs. 3 lanes of copper are going to arrive roughly here, and I'm proposing that we do not worry about belt balancing those. And then we wanted... Is this thing going to be the pattern of green chips that we use? I think it will, but I think we need double inserters here. Which is fine. This also means we can get away with not upgrading all of the inserters yet. But also I don't know how many of these we will need or how much space this takes up. But it does have the advantage that the iron and copper can come from any direction. So let's just slap in more of these than we... Were we going to beacon these as well? I think we were planning on like down... Oh, we should have just used... We should have just used this pattern. Never mind. Keep on pressing. Maybe I should just drive over to the red chip so we don't keep on losing track of it. Maybe we don't beacon these yet. Maybe we worry about those later. We did say that we were going to need more of these inserters once we're dealing with stuff of the volume that we are. So all of these guys can get in here, and then we should be able to say, okay, this, yeah, one of these guys, the input one is the close one, though it does mean that it's going to be more difficult. Yeah, we're going to have to do the version of this that I did not want to, where 12, 6 of them are to here. We're going to have to get these ones to the outside by doing this, because we can no longer get things on... Like, we can't send this red one underground and have enough space to bounce this guy through the middle. I guess we could have... Okay, changing my mind. There is, in fact, a way to do that, because we also still don't have... yeah, we still don't have... I mean, bots are going to turn up and build some more of this and not really worry about it. We can just do it like that and leave a bit of space. So one of these... If we only have 2 of these... yeah, we're going to have 3 belts of copper in, which I think means we're going to want 2 of... Yeah, let's go... Belt of copper over here. We are going to want... Yeah, if there's going to be a belt of copper arriving from here, then that means that the... Oh, we've all put... We could just move all of this so we've got a little bit more space. And I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to change our mind about where all of this lives. Sorry, bots, none of you were here with all your stuff yet anyway. We're just going to move all of that so that... yeah, we're going to align it to the pump jacks, I guess. The idea was that we would not be moving the iron quite so much, except we are still moving the iron, never mind. Things that feel kind of bad. Yeah, get this in like so. Get these undergrounds here. Get this in like so. And then allegedly, yeah, we didn't actually move it that much, did we? We probably could have. We have this 3rd belt of copper that we need to get in here, and we have a total of, if we count the ones on this side, 24 is the number of coils assemblers on both sides, because that's 2 columns of, yeah, which is also 4 times 6, which is great. So, if we dropped these 4 off, then we've got 4 here, 4 at the top. So if we are theoretically evenly balancing the copper across all of the things we are building, then this layout here... okay, this one actually needs to be closer. Should... So now we've got a red belt of copper hitting 8 of these coils assemblers, which we are going to presume when we upgrade to assembler 3s and some speed modules, we can get close to saturation or something. You know what we'd actually like is these guys through here, just to be able to continue to have space. Because then we've got... is that belt of green chips? This one here is belt of green chips, isn't it? Belt of green chips, other belt of green chips. You guys have... Why? Oh, because we dropped some of... Does that mean this top section does not have these underground... Or, yeah, these other interstitial belts? Everyone else has everything they need except for the green chips. And we want one... Yeah, we actually want... Where is a... We've managed to do a large amount of that without splitters, which is nice. We want half the green chips in here, and I think we just presume that everything is belt balanced enough by volume and we don't worry about it. Actually, let's change our mind about this. And then we want we want a full belt of green chips in here, because this one is taking from both sides. Like so. And then the last belt of green chips goes in here. So, this should, in theory, be all the plugging we need to get this many red chips online. I still don't know how many we want. It probably should be... I mean, we guessed that this was going to be slightly more than... you're connecting through the pump jacks, which is fine. You can also connect over here. Could you connect if you were on this side? Yes, and that leaves me a bit of a gap to still drive through, although this pole here I probably will manage to hit a bunch of times and it's going to be fine. We're only complaining about things we knew we needed, which is fine. Okay, so I think I was also talking myself into deciding that we wanted, actually I think another 3 blocks of this stuff here, but then these ones don't get the speed beacons because these guys are going to turn into modules for the mall. So, yeah, you guys are going to get 2 prod mods. Yeah, 2... Wait, do we have... Okay, we don't have uncommon quality modules sitting around, but I think we are going to stay with this pattern and then upgrade these to uncommon quality modules later. We are going to want some efficiency modules in here as well, because we've still got a lot of those to work on. I think we do go quality module here somewhere. I think we go speed module here somewhere as well. We've got to replumb some of this stuff now, right? The red chips are... Yeah, we need another insert. We need an inserter here, and then we need to remember that we are not beaconing these guys in the middle. So that's going to do everything that it needs to. More or less, it's still going to sushi and potentially back up, but whatever, don't worry about it. Yeah, so the top lane here is... Yes, and then bots are still just failing to bring the stuff we need, which I think is a fine place to be because we did want to give bots jobs. Yeah, and then... This means that everywhere in the purple science, which is currently making any kind of module, just make prod mods, because those are what we need to kick into the purple science, which is currently super slow because green chips, because we prioritized green chips, or didn't, yeah, we allowed more green chips into the solar panels, so we just have fewer green chips kicking through the red chips build, which is understandable. I don't think we're doing anything different about that, though. I think that's just what we're doing with it, maybe, although it does mean we are banking red chips again, so maybe we just get rid of... We cut the solar production by 1/3, because we've already got a pile of it. Okay, sure, whatever. Okay, making these red chips work. These red chips are over here. All of that is... Yeah, this... These guys needed full belts through like so, and then also inserters to be able to grab red chips from the top lane. Like so. And then the same thing over here. Are we at least... I mean, we're making this stuff, the bots are just bringing it. Disadvantages of having a huge bot build when everything is so far away, oh well. Yeah, we're making a bunch of red chips. There's a chance that these guys don't get green chips, but I think we are hopefully still... I mean, we can manage those details later if we're not. Okay, whatever. And then down... Yeah, so where are the output belts? The output belts we said was the top one... It's the top one in each case? Yes. And... Wait, is it the bottom one here? It's the bottom one here. Okay, whatever. We need to figure out how and where trains are getting from here. And I think we've got... some easy answers here, don't we? I think we can find some red undergrounds. Actually, we should find out where... train stations will... Yeah, find out where these train lines will go so that we can push some of these guys underground. And then do the same thing over here as well. Interesting. Force place. doesn't actually blast all the regular belts out the way of where the undergrounds were. So that's super interesting. Okay, because... yeah, let's get all these trees out the way. Let's get some more roboports in. We haven't been attacked again, which is kind of interesting. I was half expecting to have been attacked again, and we have not. And yeah, let's find one of these train stations. Let's actually find two of these train stations to put stuff on trains. This is a 2 red belt in pattern, which is slightly more than we need. Then we're going to go here, and we have accidentally lined up exactly the right amount of stuff. Do we need 2 train stations? I don't think we need 2 train stations for... I mean, it will be a belt of red chips. A red belt of chips. Yeah, we're going to go with 2 train stations here. Maybe we don't need both of them. The inputs are not going to be coming from over here. The inputs are going to be arriving from, I guess, this direction. Of which we're only going to use this first train station. I don't know what the second train station, if anything, is going to be, but we do want some... wait, no, it's going to be more than... why are you not... oh, this is just the rate at which they are being produced now. Interesting. Yeah, we do want... it's also because everyone is just complaining about not having modules. Understandable. Yeah, we are going to have more than a red belt of chips out because we have productivity bonus acting on the 2 belts of stuff going in, which is fine. Most of all, we want to... yeah, I think we do want to... here is the red chips line. So that's going to sideload all the red chips on here onto just one belt, which is, I think, what we just decided we did not want to actually do. We wanted to get... yeah, because this is also kind of going backwards, isn't it? Yeah, I think we want these guys to arrive separately. So now we can have... when we get decent productivity bonuses in here, more than... yeah, more than 1 red belt of stuff out. But we're also going to go red belts filtered onto one side, flip this around, put it here. Yep. Okay, so that is all going to do what it needs to, and we've got another train station which we can add things to later, maybe. And then we also definitely want to be able to have... is this just going to be... I think we're going to say 2... yeah, we're going to say 2 storage chests each. I think we are going to need to worry about how we... I think we're going to need to count what's in here and then shut off some of these assemblers if we don't get the right collections of things. Are we still wondering about... yeah, we're still wondering about... we need to bring over more steel, don't we? Okay, so in theory, concrete is finished, which is nice. We're still putting bots in those... yeah, bot frames in those boxes for yellow signs that we're not really going to worry about yet. We also... yeah, we should have a buffer. I guess when we're doing this thing, the buffer should be here rather than over here. By which I mean, yeah, get all of this, copy all of this out the way. Delete this thing. We can actually run this under here because it's just sideloading in both cases. Yeah. Get all this out the way, get all of this out the way. And then over here is the spot where we want to go left, left. But then the place we want to reapply the buffer is going to have to be somewhere crazy like over here, which I think is actually manageable. Because that will let... Do I have inventory space? I do. That will let all of this steel that is running through here, when it backs up... don't I have Control V? We do. Flip this around this way? That was easier than we thought. Okay. So hopefully now this... the problem is that this buffer here, we're still taking from this line before we take from... Okay, whatever. Maybe we made something better, maybe we didn't. Maybe we're working on rocket silo and we're actually... oh no, wait, we needed to plug in the iron. We are still iron limited on all of this stuff, aren't we? Cool. Maybe if we are iron limited on that, there's something other than the rocket silo that's still going to be helpful and still won't use red and blue tick. Bullet damage 4, we are going to be using all these bullets in space, and that's going to take a while, and it's going to be nice and slow, and we're going to be able to plug everything else we want to into... Yeah, I've still got all these fluid wagons. We were going to do fluid wagon stuff, but we haven't. We're going to be able to plug everything else we want to in by the time the rocket silo tech turns up. Yeah, because we've got to line up some train stations now if we're going to be happy about any of that at all. These guys are also just getting on with it, which is nice. I think we also want... Yeah, I think we want... Give me here... Give me 6 stacks. I am not thinking about this for launching a rocket. I am just thinking about this for me being able to drive around in my car. Okay. Did we... Yeah, so we've got these 4 trains, of which some of these guys still aren't getting any fuel because we used fast inserters. Do we want to... Okay, the way we've set this up, we can do this better and worse at the same time. If we grab all of this, we flip it. Okay, we're going to need to move... why not just go full ham on this? And by full ham, I mean not a football team, but if we did more rocket fuel here, and then also more rocket fuel on this side... I am aware that we have dropped 2010, so there are going to be 10 more of these guys that are going to be running that previously weren't. So we might have to address that as well, but I don't feel like doing that now. I get some of this solid fuel through here. Run this underground so that even though we don't need to, we can connect that link as well, because that'll be nice. And then this link here... I mean, to be honest, mostly this is just working through... This is just to get all these trains fueled faster, because we don't... Yeah, because we're not really having... Oh, we can't run on ghosts, it does not make us faster. So I guess eventually, with all of these belts full, we will be in a situation to be running all of that harder, which I think is fine. Can we get more of these dudes, 8 at a time? Maybe not 8 at a time there. We can get 8 at a time here. We should be able to get 6 at a time here, although this means that we are potentially blocking up on gas because these guys won't have free belts to add things to, but whatever. Should we also maybe worry about how much gas we actually have? with, yeah, how much light oil we have as we are trying to do this. And the answer is maybe, but also these guys are only running. Oh, these guys are running if we have a shortage of gas, which is still the way around that will make all this work, right? And we still have way more light oil than we need. This all looks like I am going to be pretty happy banging this in, making this all work, making a lot more rocket fuel. Refineries, we might also struggle to make those work. Okay, we need to go and connect up some rails, because this is not actually, we've got one. Do I have any rail? I do not. So I have one train that I could take and start to connect the rail to this station over here, of which we still need power in here, which is pretty funny. All of this has backed up. We got to build online, he said, and then had not really got to build online because we definitely needed to be... Yeah, because we definitely needed to be running all of these things better. Okay, also in here we do want to get, if we have any of the uncommon quality upgrades, get all of those done. We'll do these after the builds go in. And yeah, power these guys, start putting all these red chips in chests. This is going to be the red chip station. All these names should be different. They are. So, red chip station, congratulations. Yeah, we've not actually named any of these train stations yet. Red chips, good, cool. Apply change. Enable train limit. Yeah, we are going to have to worry about stackers and things like that. And also figuring out where and how we are boosting this blue science. And oh hey, remember that we had a copy paste that didn't fully take for some interesting reason. Yeah, we've got these two other lines of iron that we kind of need to integrate into the mall, because the mall is sad that we haven't, so that feels pretty bad. But we have been banging out, you know, between 600 and maybe 400 science while we're doing all of this. We are still... Yeah, that's right. We will... Wait. If we want to be lab limited, because we don't have enough iron, the rocket silo is also a 60-second tech. These are... Okay, so these are going to be the next two things we do. Cool. We're going to work through the rocket silo tech. It's going to be fine. We only have to knock out 60,000 of them. I want to figure out where this rail can go. I was wondering about pushing the rail through here and then directly up to the red chips, but I think instead of that we can just do a not very good kind of low throughput loop around the entire base, which we can make better with elevated rail later. But we're also going to put a stacker thing here for reasons we're going to get to. Yeah, I think with these trains, because they are like the high value trains for things like steel and red chips and blue chips and stuff like that, so I don't think we need to worry about making the rail network efficient. But the other thing that struck me is, I only have one chest, fine. We're going to use this as a train station interrupt for refueling rather than doing logistics bots things to fuel in every train station. We could probably power these differently. Here? Yeah, so we're no longer going to refuel. Actually, we kind of needed those boxes there, but we didn't want the solar fuel in it. Yeah, we are no longer going to refuel directly from the belt. We've actually got the station in there, and I didn't want the station there, did I? What are all these? Oh yeah, because we moved the power poles as well, didn't we? Never mind. Yeah, these go in here. Connect that here. How are you actually getting power from the big pole? Whatever. Okay, did we limit all of these chests? Yes. Okay, so the name of this station, we want 2 trains here, which is also why we're doing a stack thing, and we're going to change the name of this station to locomotive at the end and locomotive at the beginning to indicate that this is the depot and or refueling station for trains with 2 wagons at either end, which means all the trains we build with 2 locomotives at either end are going to need 4 wagons of some kind in the middle, so that they can go to... can we power this differently as well? So that they can go to any of these train stations and get the fuel they need. And then I guess where? Because we want to be able to put fuel in boxes. Oh, and also take it off. Yeah, we don't want fuel taken directly off the belt anymore. We want to be refueling from these boxes so that the trains always have... Yeah, so that the trains aren't waiting for belts. If any train comes here needing fuel, it should be able to find enough in the boxes, and then we can refill those later. And this does mean we will need more fuel now rather than later, but whatever. And then did we actually... We did not set the name, so we've got the station limit, we've got the name. We're going to leave the bottom train station as different, just so we've always got an empty one we can drop new trains into from the mall. That's also what this is for, as well as being a reloading station, and that's also why we're going to have a kind of stacker over here. And I wanted to get some of the stacker in so that we could figure out, yeah, where these circuits will go. And we're going to have this, again, kind of weird, disastrous double-sided stacker thing, and then how far... We've got a bit on the curvature as well, but I think if we run the trains down this far, that's going to be as far as we need to get... Yeah, to then have the curve on the other side like here. So that should be... Yeah, the trains are this long. They are definitely going to fit. We could have even pulled that back a little. I think we want more stacker here. I think we want... Can we just grab a whole chunk of this and then add like another 2 to take it up to 7, and then we're also going to need some Roboport coverage, so slap that in as well, and then we can grab these rocks and it's going to be fine. And we can no longer... Yeah, we can no longer pull the rail out this way, but that kind of wasn't the plan anyway. Yeah, this... I should probably be doing this from the map. This rail now wants to somehow just kind of slide... maybe not that far, maybe... Yeah, all the way down here, vaguely, and then we can... yeah, because we'd either have to loop back around, which would feel kind of bad for getting in there. We're going to figure out where these guys are going to go as well. I think we're also having... Yeah, we're also having a couple of iron shortage problems in the main base, aren't we? So I think the other thing with... Wait, did we ever... We never actually connected this stuff up either, so we are backing up on green science, which is kind of the plan, but the mall is still struggling for iron. Okay, I guess we're giving enough bots jobs. We're going to just do this as well. Maybe this will make things better, just having an extra red belt in there, but then we also need to make sure that this iron is getting something done. So first of all, this should probably be a red... yeah, this should probably be a red splitter, so that we can take more of this somewhere else and top up these other lanes as well. But then these 2 belts we've got to get into the process somehow, and I kind of marked these conceptually for when we boost all of the red and blue sides. We're going to need more pipes and gears over here. But I'm also seeing here that we could just run this first belt through here, and I think we then go output priority left, and this one also goes right, so we're prioritizing this belt, and this one is busted because we busted this. That's fine. Bots should not be waiting for that splitter. They should have it somewhere. And then I think we also just do a similar splitter thing here, and this other belt And yeah, we've got some of the rare mining drills around the place. They're another like quality upgrade that the bots are just kind of waiting to do. If we're building anything and any of these quality items fall out, they'll just go in places. Although the speed modules is a bit of an issue because it means that they're probably coils assemblers. And then this can probably turn here. And then what does maximum extension look like? And is there a nice place we could fit that in here? And it looks like there is, so that we can make sure we're making all the gears, which are also going to go onto this belt with all the engines from this other expansion coal, and well, from the expansion iron. And then this guy can also get underneath here, so we can have, when this returns to normal, when a bot eventually gets around to doing this, and it looks like it's going to eventually do this, we will have integrated all the iron from that patch to the east, which is good. Okay, and then we've got this, yeah, because we want to figure out, we actually want a couple more stations in here as well, but I don't think we necessarily bother really hooking these up yet. But the thing I was thinking about, and this should give us the spacing for it, and can we actually line it up with the thing here? Yeah, if we go, actually not, give me a new station so that we have a different station name, then we're not going to need any of those signals. And then this guy, hopefully this all, oh, this should fit, shouldn't it? We should be able to get another corner in here, because there was already a corner for the, yeah, so we're going to have a train here which is going to do sulfuric acid, which we're going to use for a variety of things, which means we're going to need sulfur, more sulfur, so we're just going to grab this and tap it in just like here or so. Bots will get around to that as well. We're also going to need to upgrade all of these belts through here in order to be able to get the volume of sulfur we need. Things taking damage. That is not necessarily what I expected. We probably have to go and sort that out pretty quickly. Yeah, I think the rest of the acid plan is going to be, if we go through here, then we can get an acid plant here, an acid plant here. This can roll around the side like so. And then we've got a way of getting iron in. We are going to need a way to take, I think we bring this all the way out actually, so that we connected this acid here, but then also to the main system, so that all three of these guys can cooperate to put acid on the train if they so desire. Let's actually move, let's have these guys more or less in line with the other pipes to make things easy to drive through. Okay, bots have got a lot of things to do. We also wanted, yeah, so any train can go into the stacker in either direction, but we'll ask permission to get back out. And then we're going to need, in several places over here, we're going to need to make sure that this is an intersection so that a train can get over here. Okay, I think we're going to go and, yeah, deal with these guys. I'm guessing it's the steel. Yeah, it's the same location that we are polluting again, that we are probably now permanently polluting, even though we're not mining out there. Just the increased activity of the base means that our global pollution will be just kicking more of the cloud out in that direction. Can we get through here at all? Where is this a good way to be driving? Whatever, yeah. These guys running down, put the efficiency modules somewhere more useful. Thanks. Do we have... I don't think this is enough bullets to go and... Okay, if I don't think this is enough bullets to go and push the base, then we should go and get more bullets. Reasons why it's nice to have redundant power links around the place. Because we are up to big biters. Give me all of this ammunition. We don't have a whole lot of bullet research done yet. And actually only 35 grenades. Do we... that's because we fed grenades into the military science, isn't it? So that's also going to be interesting. I'm trying to figure out what tools we have to go and fight that base if we do it now. And I kind of don't want to. I kind of would rather get other things running first. Oh, there's some more gun turrets and ammunition that we could have. Yeah, I think this is probably the base that attacked the copper the last time. Through just a bunch of random coal pollution, followed by essentially the global cloud, and the global cloud is also why we're kind of valuing... Yeah, these guys have got a lot of stuff done, haven't they? It's a little bit of an issue. Yeah, the global cloud is also why we're favoring 2 mining drills everywhere instead of 1 in any place. And yeah, we still need a lot more efficiency modules, but if we don't need any speed modules, okay, let's not wait here. That could be an extremely silly way to get ourselves killed. I think there was, yeah, probably here is... just gonna jam that stuff in. Hopefully that's the gap they were coming through, and I'm gonna kind of wait here, but I wanted to check... Because I think the speed modules, the places we were putting speed modules are not there. The places we were putting speed modules were, yeah, coils going into green chips and stuff like that. Actually, this is not the one I wanted to look at, but it is one where I wanted to figure out how to get more green chips on a train here. And we might not be worrying about that today, but that's a pattern I'm thinking about. I was thinking about somewhere over... the red chips that I keep losing track of because it's just more north than I think. Yeah, here's where we're making speed modules. Why don't you have... Why don't you... Oh, did we miss one of these things? We did. Okay, so that should get all of this going, but then I think we want efficiency modules in all these places instead of speed modules, because we've got a couple of speed modules. We've also got... quality module upgrades so we can have better efficiency modules, although the better efficiency modules we're not actually doing anything with until we get to space. But I think we want... Do we even need... I think we could even just pivot this guy... Yeah, because I think actually all of this one as well. So we can hopefully get... Oh yeah, because bots are having to bring all this stuff. Hopefully get a whole lot more efficiency modules out. We still need them in quite a large number of miners. Then we've got to get the train over here. And, oh yeah, the other thing I was going to do for the starter patches. I think in, like, this one is running down. The iron in the starter patches is running down. This iron over here also running down. I think we want to figure out... and maybe it's an offloading train station. Maybe we do 2 offloading train stations. Can we put this in places where we're not going to worry about hitting those roboports? I think we go here and here. And then we can have 2 spots. Not there as it turns out. Here. And we're going to have to worry about stackers in here as well. But basically I'm thinking of both of these being iron ore unloading stations to support the things that are running down. And we're going to need a third... We're going to need another one for the copper as well, aren't we? Okay, another one for the copper. Can that go here and not hit the power poles? The power poles we can do differently anyway. That's kind of why we've got these guys around. Okay, there's no good. But, like, here is fine, and then we can get rid of all of these guys and also the rocks. And we're also going to need to go under this rail station as well. Okay, so then for these train stations, we are going to be needing somewhere that both iron ore and copper ore can get on a train, and the iron ore is the more important one, and... Yeah, having figured out that these ratios, bots still haven't brought this stuff. Oh well. Having figured out that this is roughly how much copper we've got to work with in this area that is, yeah, still needing modifications. Things are still not necessarily clean and good, but never mind. My conclusion is that this iron patch and then these train stations here are going to be a place that's reasonably convenient to add a bunch more iron mining from this patch. I don't want to deal with the mixed stuff yet. We will have to deal with the mixed stuff eventually. So if we go just above the tree, and then I was looking at this mining drill. Oh, we've done that quite badly wrong. Let's do that again. Yeah, trying to judge which of these miners are mixed to not deal with, and then whether or not this one is a good position to grab this ore. So that's fine. So we can have one. That's one red belt followed by a second red belt of iron ore, which we can use to fill all of these trains with iron ore once we get a... Yeah, we're going to need a stacker here as well. We're going to need to run the rail around somewhere. All of that might be kind of dull. That might happen in between episodes. Can we get... We can get more iron mining in here, so we will. We can get more iron mining there, so we will. All these guys are going to end up... Oh, actually... no, it is going to end up mixed, isn't it? Sucks to be that stuff. We are not going to bother with the mixed stuff yet. We're just going to kind of get it in the way, I guess. And then, yeah, all of these, I guess we can fully mine this and have a pattern into here that we like. That is the thing that we can do too. But we should have, I mean, let's check on the mall again. The mall is slightly healthier. Can we take this guy and just top it up here? Because then we will get more of this iron onto this belt down here. And then also, if we have the spare iron, and maybe we do, maybe we upgrade this stuff as well, so that we can get, yeah, more iron to here, maybe a full yellow belt to here, topping this stuff up as well. Yeah, I think that's going to do a better job of getting iron into the base. We are not building solar panels at the moment. That might be another thing that we do in between episodes. And we are also, I was kind of hoping we would be filling up these chests with more inserters, although there's not really much of a buffer, is there, relative to how much science we need to do. Okay, the thing that I don't like is we haven't seen any corpses here, so maybe we're not polluting these guys. How many hit points do we have to push through at this point? 1,200 hit points. So that's like 5 times as many as we usually would, yeah. I want to go and get that other train stuff sorted. I think we're going to leave the episode here. I want to figure out how to get this train network, first of all, over here, and then also up here. And that may not be super interesting. There's going to be, yeah, we've got Roboport coverage over a lot of it, but not all of it. Bots probably have enough jobs. Yeah, we've given 600 bots jobs, that's fine. Yeah, that's the other thing that I wanted to do, wasn't it? It was figure out, wait, do we actually need more Roboports up here as well? I think we probably do. Let's grab this and slot it here. And then let's keep Roboports going in generally this direction and also generally this direction. Pick up some stuff, it's going to be fine. Yeah, I think the other thing we want to do is figure out how to get some value from these patches, because we've socketed all these efficiency modules, but they're not actually mining. We could, if we just figured out how this is going to go, set this up into some green chips. One train station here for taking blue chips away. We're going to want another train station in more or less the same place. Can we just use this layout, and does that play nice with, yeah, here is going to be a pretty good spot because neither of these undergrounds are interacting with the other undergrounds. Oh wait, we are also going to need, if this is we have set this up in a weird way. We've got all of these things backwards. This is the top is where these things arrive, which I think might actually be better, but that's also a thing that we are going to rearrange between episodes. A little bit of faffing around with rail stuff. Yeah, if we can get these green chips also back to the base, then we can have red chips over here. We can have all of these things being red chips and worry about the modules somewhere more convenient. And yeah, we do already have a lot of red chips on a train. We need to be able to connect these to a train because that is a lot of red chips. That is pollution on the map. And okay, let's fix... Oh, is that because... Yeah, we never actually put enough cracking in here. Okay, the actual last thing we're going to do this episode is figure out how much more cracking we can throw over here and not really worry about it. Have some of these guys going underground. Yeah, all of these light oil cracking are kind of just dealing with what's coming out of the heavy oil cracking. We need a completely different set of chem plants doing this cracking. How many? Nine light oil that we need to think about cracking, and then we have 19. I'm not going to worry about that at all. All we're going to do is we're going to go speed module. Maybe we still have some speed modules around. Speed modules in here, make that light oil cracking go faster, get this gas, yeah, because we must have just run down this entire tank of gas as soon as we got these other pipes in. Oh well, are bots complaining? Bots are not complaining about speed modules, so we have those speed modules, all that's pretty good. Yeah. Oh, now we're getting a couple of attacks in there, so I'm going to hope that this is going to do everything it needs to. Yeah, episode. We're definitely progressing. There's a lot of multitasking we still need to do because also the steel isn't running yet. As soon as we turn this base on, we are going to have to worry about the cloud extending on this side as well, but we've got forests and stuff like that. Yeah, time to go build a train network. Good times.